Okay, so guys, hi everybody. I'm joined here by Kimberly LaRussa. She is founder of Sweet Buffalo and Sweet Buffalo Rocks. Kimberly, can you just tell me a little bit about your background?
Sure. Well, I have a bachelor's degree in broadcast journalism from Buffalo State. And very early on, I interned for Channel 2 WGRZ News. And I did a little bit of on camera work as a freelance backpack journalist. I did almost everything a regular journalist would, but I wasn't on camera. And I learned a lot from that. I learned how to take video and get interviews. But I found out early on that I didn't need to be on TV all the time. I just wanted to tell someone's story. So then I started working for the local community newspapers as a reporter and then an editor. And I just found that I love to tell good news stories and stories that made a difference in our community. So I founded Sweet Buffalo, which is a good news website in Western New York. We've been around for 6 years now. And we tell good news stories. We tell stories that help people. We raise a lot of funds for nonprofits and families and kids in need. We help animals get adopted, all sorts of things. So I kind of took what I went to school for and thought about my passions and kind of just mixed them together. And that's how Sweet Buffalo was formed.
Wow. So, talk a little bit more about, you've talked about Sweet Buffalo, but the rocks aspect of it, because I remember that was huge. Well, it still is big, but, the whole rocks idea of Sweet Buffalo.
Yeah, so I wanted to find a way to let people know what Sweet Buffalo is. Like, what is a Sweet Buffalo website? What does it mean? And our goal was always to share kindness and make people smile. And so I learned about this project in Florida where people were painting and hiding rocks in the community. And I'm originally from Florida, so I said, that's a great idea. I bet the City of Good Neighbors would love to do something like that. So I just started painting rocks and writing on the back of it, Sweet Buffalo Rocks, which encouraged people to Google and find us on Facebook. And it just really took off. I mean, the kids were finding rocks and it was making them smile. Adults were finding rocks and making them smile. Some would be going through a difficult time and they'd see a rock and it would say, have hope. And they would just, feel like that meant so much to them. And it just really took off. But it was nice because it put, what I wanted to get out there in the world, which was, spreading kindness and joy and Sweet Buffalo. And the rocks did that. And, people are still taking these Sweet Buffalo rocks to different countries and different, they go to Disney World and Florida and different states and they're finding these rocks. And then in turn, every time somebody finds it, they turn the rock over and they look up Sweet Buffalo, which is really, really cool.
That's awesome. What would you define your job title as?
Well, I would say that I usually just call myself the founder of Sweet Buffalo, but my job is to write stories. I run the website, I write the stories, I handle our social media pages, our social media Facebook groups. Our Facebook group, Sweet Buffalo Rocks, has 42,000 plus members. Then we just made Sweet Buffalo the Rescue, where we help animals. That has 11,000 members. I work with the media. I am on television a lot, sharing stories, good news stories from Sweet Buffalo. I hold events in the community. I take videos, I take photos. We run fundraisers. So it's like a whole bunch of stuff in one. So it's hard to say what my job title is. It's just a whole bunch of goodness.
So on an average day, you don't have a typical day. Every day is something different.
Every day is something different. Someone asked me recently, like, what's your calendar like? What do you have on the schedule of events and this? I said, I don't have a calendar. I said, we just play it by ear, because they're stories and you never know. Something could come up. Somebody needs help or this needs to be done to raise money for the animals. And so every day is different, but it's really nice to be so involved in the community. And, any success to Sweet Buffalo, I attribute it to everyone else because yes, I created the website and the Facebook page, but it's like the community stepping up and saying, we want to do something to help. So recently, we even just posted about a young lady that was being bullied in school. We asked the community to send her cards to make her smile. smile. And then, there's a sign company called Sign Gypsies Western New York, and they actually, with their own funds, put out a beautiful sign in front of our house. It said, "Never dull your sparkle." And, it's stuff like that. People are reading the stories, and then they're, seeing like a call to action, and they're doing something to help. So we have 184,000 followers on our Facebook page, and it's just a lot of amazing people that just want to do something kind and follow the page so that they can do that and help everyone in their community.
Do you have anything maybe most memorable that sticks out to you that you've worked on with Sweet Buffalo? I mean, I've known you've done so much to help benefit the community, but are there any, stories or people who really touched you as a part of this job?
Yeah, I would say we help a lot of children who are ill and their families. So all of those children touch my heart. But there is a very special boy. His name is Bentley Hayden. And from the time that we heard about him having cancer and dropping off Sweet Buffalo rocks to his benefit and meeting him, to holding fundraisers for him, for sharing his story, doing what we could to make him smile. We got him a puppy, his favorite puppy, a French bulldog, and he named her Kiki, and, just what we did, and then the community stepping up for him, up all the way until he unfortunately passed away. But he is one of my favorite people, and he's in my heart forever. And we're just glad that we were able to do as much as we could to make him smile while he was here. So I would say Bentley Hayden is probably one of the people that I remember all the time.
I remember going to a benefit with him.
You did go to that benefit. That's the first one that we gave rocks to.
Yeah, and I still remember. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's things like that. Not every story is technically sweet, but what we're trying to do is very special, and we're just trying to make a difference and be there for people who need us the most.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk to me a bit more about like what you do with the animal rescue, because I know that is something near and dear to Sweet Buffalo. I see every time my Facebook or Instagram pops up, I see a story about the rescue. So is the Sweet Buffalo, the dog rescue, something that you're doing now, or do you still work with other dog rescues?
Yeah, so we're not a rescue, but what we do is we network for rescues. So since the beginning, since I started Sweet Buffalo, we wanted to help animals get adopted, and then it kind of just took off like crazy. So we'll post an animal that needs a home, and it'll get thousands and thousands and thousands of shares. People will be tagging their relatives, their family, their friends, and it created such a network that we branched off into a Facebook group where we also share these stories. It's very important for me to help animal rescues. They don't have sometimes the network base that we do, and so we just want to be out there and saying like, listen, this dog needs help, this cat needs rescued, they need the funds, they're hosting this event this week, anything we could do to make a difference. But what's really nice is when we post about the animal and then they get adopted, the rescues will send us the picture of them with their forever family, and they're like, thank you, Sweet Buffalo, because of you their family was found. So I think sometimes people aren't always looking for a pet. They're not just sitting there saying, oh, I want to go to the shelter today. Sometimes you just need to get it out there and in their face, and they they didn't realize they wanted that dog or cat, but they see them on Facebook, they read their story, and they say, we got to have them. So
that's awesome. And talk about the event planning, because I know that's something you've recently started. I know Sweet Buffalo has been around since 2016.
Yeah.
So, and I know in the past couple of years you've kind of branched out more into events. Can you talk about what type of events that you do and what are the events for?
Yeah, so we teamed up this past year with Totally Buffalo. Totally Buffalo has been hosting events in the community for several years now, and they said, you know what, why don't we do this together? So Mary, Fiona, and I have been working together to host Totally Sweet Events Western New York, and it's a partnership of Totally Buffalo and Sweet Buffalo, and our goal is to help our local vendors and artisans. Many of them have families at home. This is what they do to bring in income, and they have like so much amazing things that you won't find anywhere else, and so we just wanted to bring that everyone's attention and have people come and shop. So having both platforms that have huge followings and putting them together is helping them even more. So that's been something we've been doing. And then I host a lot of animal rescue events now too. So we had a Dogs Are People Too event last summer that was really great, and we raised money for the local rescues. And then we host like adoption events. We're just anything we could think of that's fun and interesting that the community might like to come out to. We like doing that, especially since now the people can come out again.
I know now that COVID is almost over. I wouldn't say it's completely over, but it's almost. We're almost there. So what advice would you give to any, young people who want to get into what you're doing right now?
I would say that, no idea is ever too crazy. Sometimes you might have an idea and, people might think that it might not work, or it's not, you're not capable of doing that, but don't listen to that. Just believe in yourself and know that nothing happens overnight. But if you believe in yourself enough and you have enough determination that this is what I want to do and I'm going to make this happen, you will see success. And it's been 6 years now. It seems like it went by fast, but it's been a lot of hustle for 6 years to get to the point where I am now. And I've never given up. I've never slowed down, and I've never stopped. So, just know that nothing happens overnight, but you just got to keep believing in yourself and hold on to that, and you'll do great.
And last question, where do you see Sweet Buffalo in 10 years?
Well, I see it getting bigger and better than ever. I hope that, we can continue to help people. That's all that really matters to me. The bigger we get, the more we're able to help. So that's been nice. But yeah, I just see in my future a lot of kids smiling, a lot of dogs getting adopted, a lot of cats, people coming together for events, just, nothing but goodness around here. So I just love working with everybody, and I'm just very grateful to the community for believing in me to tell their stories.
Goodness and kindness always wins. Do you have anything else that you might want to add? Or?
Nope, just keep believing in yourself. That's what you have to do. And, make sure you follow Sweet Buffalo on Facebook. You'll like it.
I'm going to put the handles in. Thank you so much, Kimberly.
Mm-hmm.